Hi, everyone. I wanted to go over the assignments that are due at the end of the first week, your pre-module. You've got 3 assignments. The first one is a self-check. It's what I call a pre-course self-check, and the goal of it is to make sure that you know and that you have the skills needed to navigate a Canvas course. So this is going to test your technology skills and just the basic skills of using an LMS. That's a learning management system. In other words, Canvas. Okay, so that's the very first one, and you'll go through that quiz and make sure that you answer all the questions to the best of your ability. Unlike the other quizzes in the class, you do have the opportunity to take it multiple times because I want to make sure you know the information so you can use that in order to get 100%. The second self-check or quiz goes over your understanding of just the humanities in general. It's a quiz about what are the humanities and why are we taking this class. It also has some information about taking my kinds of classes. Most of that information you can find either in Canvas or on some of the external resources that I've provided in the pre-module. So please make sure that you're looking at that as you go through. Like the other self-check, this one you can take multiple times in order to make sure you get it right. That's a unique thing for these 2 self-checks that you find in the pre-module. The goal here is for that you get 100% on these because I want you to actually start the class A+, but I also want to make sure that you know what you're getting into and you understand how to work things. Okay? Then the last thing that's due at the end of module 1, I'm sorry, the end of pre-module, is the online activity. So you're going to want to click on the online activity, and this is to really do 2 things. First, it's to help introduce you to the class and to myself, but also it's to get you familiar with the format of the writing assignments and the online activity assignments that you'll find throughout the class. I format them all the same way so that you're very familiar with kind of routine. Okay, so it's really trying to get used to that kind of thing. So there's always a checklist at the top of any of the assignments throughout the class. So for instance, you want to write 300 words at least. Make sure it's a collegiate written response. That's a minimum for a C. 400 words or higher for a higher score, so for like a B or an A. And then you're going to post an image of yourself, and then also your profile image, which is that little image, that little circle or kind of bubble that follows you around throughout Canvas. You'll make sure that those are both updated. Okay. The things you'll need the module overview. So there's that whole thing that I've gone through in the previous video. And you'll also need the required studies for this module. That includes all the readings, articles, written resources, as well as the multimedia resources. Okay. For each of the assignments, I go through in depth all of these specific requirements that you'll have for this. Okay. So here are all the requirements that you'll have. You'll want to go through and make sure that you complete each one and check off each box. I also always include a lot of writing resources because I know that some students have not taken a writing intensive course before, and because humanities sometimes we need a lot of support. So lots of great resources here. We also have our tutoring center, which is a great place to go if you've got struggles with assignments. As always, make sure you copy and paste all text in the submission. Any PDFs or Word documents that are attached will not be graded, but you must embed images. So you cannot copy and paste images, and you cannot upload images. You must embed them into the assignment in order for those to be graded. Then I always give you far more detail about what you're supposed to do, as well as the actual instructions for the assignment. Okay, so this is the getting started assignment, and what you're going to do is you're going to tell us about yourself. You're going to answer this question about why the humanities matter, specifically in terms of either human nature, the human experience, or human condition. You'll find answers about those 3 things on the very first page of the Canvas shell, as well as all the multimedia resources I've shared. We'll be actually addressing this question later again at the end of the course. So you want to kind of see how you change throughout the course. I do expect every student to change in some way. That's what learning is. Learning is a process of change. So we have to always change when we're doing learning. And then you're going to post a picture of yourself. You have to do this. Please make sure it's a picture of you that's recent, and make sure it's something that I can see you, so you don't have a lot of filters or things on it that I can't see, or that you're not in a large group. If you are in a large group, then somehow identify yourself and make sure that I can see your face very, very clearly if I zoom in. Okay, so it's not very pixelated in those. The reason we do this is because it helps personalize things, but it also adds accountability and civility. I'm happy to provide the research on this. There's tons of research that shows that people are more accountable and more civil to one another if their face is associated with things. Lastly, make sure you embed your images. And if you have trouble with that or need help, I've got all this resources right here to help you embed your images. Okay. And then I always put this note on grading, the difference between A and C work and what I'm doing to in order to evaluate. Okay. The pre-module is due that Friday, and it has to be turned in that Friday. So make sure you do so. And at the end of that week, I will have all kinds of feedback for you about how you're doing in the course. And I'll give you a nice barometer for where you need to be. If you turn things in early, I'll also be able to give you feedback so you can improve your score if you need. All right. So as always, if you've got questions about the pre-module, please reach out. You can reach out during office hours or by email. That's by far the best. I'm happy to address them as they come up. Thanks for joining the class. I look forward to reading through your first assignments and getting to know you better and starting our first week together. Okay, take care. Thank you.